at Easter. Spring has sprung, the flowers are blooming again, and people worldwide come together to celebrate, spoiler, the return from the dead of their favorite character from the world's best-selling book, the Bible. Of course, religion doesn't corner the market on resurrection. Sci-fi and fantasy have been bringing back the dead for decades. So in the spirit of the season, here's Sci-Fi Wire's look at our favorite characters who've cheated the Grim Reaper. In 1999's The Matrix, Neo is apparently gunned down by agents, and we've been told that death in the Matrix's virtual world equals death for real. But surprise! Neo gets up, accepting that he is the one, and acquiring awesome new superpowers in the process.
He is the one.
Whoa, indeed. But ones and zeros aren't the only way to bring someone back. There are also birds? Sure, if you're Eric Draven in 1994's The Crow, based on the comic book by James O'Barr. He also gets superpowers, but uses them in his second life to avenge his own murder and that of his fiancée, as well as to shred. It turns out Rock also never dies. Now, Jon Snow may know nothing, but it turns out knowledge isn't a prerequisite for being brought back to life. After he's betrayed by his men in the Night's Watch and stabbed so much in the 5th season finale, he returns 2 episodes later thanks to the Red Woman's witchy ways, and fans let out a huge sigh of relief as he begins his crusade to liberate the North. Oh, Captain Jack Harkness. So dreamy, so charming, so immortal. During the 1st season finale of Doctor Who, the 31st century conman is killed by the Daleks, but it's Rose to the rescue as he undoes the extermination after consuming the heart of the TARDIS. Side effect? Now he can't die. Sounds like we all win in that scenario. After some ill-considered heroics, Stargate SG-1's Daniel Jackson suffers radiation poisoning and dies at the end of the show's 5th season. Fortunately, he manages to ascend and comes back from the dead at the beginning of season 7. Minus a few memories, but who cares about memories? Agent Phil Coulson's death at the pointy end of Loki's staff in 2012's The Avengers motivates the team to join forces and save the world, which is cool and all, except Coulson is brought back after a trip to Tahiti and takes over as leader of an elite team of S.H.I.E.L.D. agents before becoming the director of the agency. And somehow, Cap still doesn't know. Go figure. The Man of Steel famously died and rose again in a big 1992 comics arc, murdered at the hands of Doomsday, before being regenerated in the Fortress of Solitude. Will his movie counterpart follow suit? Well, he got the death part down, but all we have to go on so far in terms of resurrection are a few levitating pieces of dirt, which seems pretty promising. The boy who lived also kinda died during the Battle of Hogwarts, when he sacrificed himself to save his friends.
Harry Potter is dead.
Unfortunately for Voldemort, Harry was also a Horcrux that carried a piece of the Dark Lord's soul, so when Dumbledore sent Harry back to the land of the living, he was able to magic Voldy's debuffed ass out of existence once and for all. Fox Mulder went through some freaky stuff on the X-Files, but nothing weirder than his abduction and death at the hands of aliens at the end of the show's 7th season. But the truth is out there, and that truth is that you can't keep a good agent down, even if Scully had to save him from becoming a murderous super soldier. Thank you, Scully. After a tumultuous season, Battlestar Galactica's Kara Thrace, aka Starbuck, went down in a blaze of not so much glory, chasing an imagined Cylon raider. But in one of the show's most metaphysical moments, she came back a few episodes later, claiming to have seen Earth, only to mysteriously disappear again at the end of the show. What the frack? In The Lord of the Rings, The Fellowship of the Ring, Gandalf the Grey bites it, battling the Balrog, leaving us with one of the all-time great exit lines.
You shall not pass!
But Death was like, no, actually, you shall not pass, and Gandalf came back with an upgraded wardrobe and some boss new magic in the Two Towers, standing as a beacon of wizardly might through the conclusion of the trilogy. And finally, in one of the most iconic deaths in all pop culture, we witnessed the heart-wrenching expiration of Star Trek's Spock in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan.
I have been, and always shall be, your friend.
The character's final moments and funeral are guaranteed tearjerkers for any Trek fan, even though we all know the next movie would bring him right back, thanks to Dr. McCoy's role as spiritual host and the scientific marvel that is the Genesis device. I mean, come on, you're just gonna let Spock die? And that's our list. Who's your favorite once dead character? Did we miss any notable reanimations? Let us know in the comments, and be sure to subscribe for more life-affirming videos from Sci-Fi Wire.